Here's more wrestling news for March 22nd, 2022. And your headlines for this afternoon include popular tag team inches closer to heel turn on latest Raw, WWE has no idea what's going on with their own women's tag team division, matches and more announced for Final Raw before WrestleMania 38, 2 matches announced for WrestleMania have been changed, The Undertaker comes clean about that photo with his alleged grandma, how long will the Hardy Boys stay together in AEW, Renee Paquette praises former WWE Champion's work during Thunderdome era, says he's firing on all cylinders now. The Undertaker reveals huge struggle he's still having to deal with. How did AEW's new deal with DDT Pro Wrestling come about? And more. We're starting off with Raw, which this week saw RK Bro beat Alpha Academy, one of the 2 teams they'll face at WrestleMania. The night saw the Raw Tag Team Champions get the win, but they had little time to celebrate, as post-match, both teams were taken out by the Street Profits. While they stood tall last night, it appears that RK Bro will have their moment at WrestleMania, and don't be surprised if the Profits turn heel after WrestleMania. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins haven't been acting like faces lately, and while they haven't fully turned yet, it could very well happen should they come up short at WWE's biggest show of the year. Speaking of tag team gold, the women's tag team champions Carmella and Queen Zelina have been at odds lately, which carried on into last night's Raw. Backstage, the 2 teased a breakup as Carmella seemed more interested with her phone than being a tag team champion, but this seems to have been a ruse. After Shayna Baszler and Natalya beat Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, the tag team champions cleared house, a spot practically identical to what we saw with the Street Profits. Hugging afterwards, it seems the dissension between the champs was a ruse, but we can't say for sure knowing WWE's history of last-minute booking changes. Against 3 teams, the chances of the champions retaining are slim, but the direction of the storyline indicates that there is a lot of backstage confusion ahead of the potential title change at WrestleMania. Next week, we'll see the final Raw before WrestleMania, and there's been plenty announced to entice fans. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar will have a face-to-face next week ahead of their title unification match at WrestleMania, while The Miz will face Rey Mysterio after stealing the Luchador's mask this week. The Street Profits will face Alpha Academy next week, and all 4 teams in the WrestleMania women's tag match will be part of an 8-woman tag team match. WWE has promised that WrestleMania 38 will be the most stupendous 2-night show of the year, and time will tell if the final Raw before the big show can live up to the hype. More WrestleMania news next, as 2 tag title matches for the show have undergone a change. It's been confirmed that Alpha Academy has been added to the Raw Tag Team title match, which will now be a triple threat match featuring Otis and Gable, the Street Profits, and reigning champions RK Bro. The women's tag team title match has also undergone a slight change, as the bout was originally announced to be happening on WrestleMania Sunday on April 3rd, but is now not assigned to any day. That match will see Carmella and Queen Zelina defend against Naomi and Sasha Banks, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, and Shayna Baszler and Natalya. And whichever night the match takes place, the champs will be at one serious disadvantage. For years, The Undertaker refused to break character, an act that earned him the respect of everyone, but there was one photograph that followed the former world champion. Known as the Lord of Darkness, a photo of The Undertaker stood next to an old lady believed to be his grandmother has perplexed fans for years, and the truth has finally come out about this image. On the podcast with Ryan Satin, the soon-to-be WWE Hall of Famer opened up about that photo, admitting that the woman he's seen with isn't his relation. The funny thing about this is I have no clue who that is. I honestly have no idea who that is and why I'm in that lady's house. I've seen that picture many times, and it's always either my mom or my grandmother. I got no clue. Whoever the mystery woman is, she was lucky to get a picture in her own home with the legendary dead man in one brief, character-breaking moment for the legendary performer. This month, Jeff Hardy joined AEW and immediately reunited with his brother Matt in a feel-good moment for fans. Many fans had wanted to see Jeff join AEW even before his WWE release, but Jim Cornette isn't sold on the Hardys being back together. On his drive-thru podcast, Cornette noted how the duo have had multiple reunions over the years, almost all of them brief, and questioned just how long the two will stay together this time. No matter how many reunions they have, the Hardys will always be considered one of the greatest teams ever, and despite WWE's best efforts, the iconic duo are now working for Tony Khan. One WWE legend Khan doesn't have is Edge, whose return from retirement has been nothing short of miraculous. Not only is Edge wrestling again, but he had to do so for much of his return without a live crowd to cheer him on. Instead, the rated R superstar had to make do with the Silent Performance Center and later the Thunderdome, hardly the right setting for his miraculous return. During the MacMania podcast, Renee Paquette discussed Edge's return and said that the 11-time former world champion had changed the game during the Thunderdome era. Paquette explained that Edge was able to find a way to connect with fans even when there wasn't a single member of the audience in attendance, adding that the dude is firing on all cylinders. With crowds back, Edge has finally been able to have matches with an audience, and we expect a barn burner between him and AJ Styles, which will thankfully happen in front of a rabid crowd next weekend in Arlington, Texas. More Undertaker news, as since Survivor Series 2020, Mark Calaway, the man who portrayed The Undertaker, has done plenty of out-of-character appearances, but these have been difficult for the former World Heavyweight Champion. Speaking on Ryan Satin's podcast appropriately titled Out of Character, Calaway explained that he's struggling to leave The Undertaker behind, saying, "There'll be times that I'm smiling, but I'm worried about losing my composure. I'm only starting to get used to talking like this and being open like this. It's always been really difficult for me to carry on conversations as Mark Calaway in these kinds of settings." As The Undertaker, Calaway's dedication to his character earned him praise of those in the industry and fans alike. On April 1st, The Undertaker will take his rightful place in the WWE Hall of Fame, and while the man who donned the iconic hat and trench coat will have plenty of stories to tell, this too will be a battle for Mark Calaway. And we're ending with AEW, who last weekend announced a huge partnership with DDT Pro Wrestling, one of the most popular promotions based in Japan. The plan is for AEW to showcase some of DDT Pro's native talent to Western audiences, and both companies are very important to Kenny Omega. It was in DDT Pro Wrestling that Omega first made a name for himself outside the US, and the former AEW World Champion is happy to pay his old stomping ground back. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said that Omega and his connections played a crucial part in the partnership happening, as he has plenty of friends in high places in DDT Pro. Meltzer added that the new deal will also include talent from Tokyo Joshi Pro, which will allow more talent to collaborate. It was only last week that DDT Pro Wrestling celebrated their 25th anniversary, and with AEW on board thanks to the cleaner, expect the Japanese promotion to get bigger and better from here on in. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.